This is the Hardball Gets AFL show. My name's Nick Wren, joined by Xavier Ellis and Ryan Daniels. Gentlemen, what's going on?
Oh, I'm nervous because he's wearing a puffer jacket in a room that's 50 degrees.
Yeah, no, I'm taking it straight off early.
At the best of
Oh,
times.
I thought this was like you would have something on underneath.
Well, yeah, I
no,
said to him, I said, you're going to be sweating. He said, you'll be sweating in a
Yeah, I
minute.
thought that was a threat. There was something under the jacket.
No, he's come with a threat.
No, I actually don't
What do
have
you got?
much. No,
Well, can we just lead off by saying how it's convenient that Frio's tents in tatters and then Rhino falls ill and makes us push the podcast?
Yeah.
I was no good yesterday.
No.
I thought I was going to die.
Did you? Okay, because on that,
Yeah.
funnily enough, you've sort of just segued me in as Nick spat in the corner,
Yeah,
and I just
mate,
caught
I know.
that. He literally just went like this.
Mate, no, I had a cough and there was a bit of, might have been a bit of phlegm there. I was just checking.
Yuck. Look, we've got each other's backs in here.
Yeah.
Always. If I have a day off work at Triple M,
Yep.
you swoop in. But I'll always give you the text saying, hey, mate, heads up. Something's coming.
Sure.
Someone's going to be, I'm going to be away. Just
Yeah.
so you like a bit of extra cheese, a bit of
Yeah.
extra money. And I've always got each other's backs until it f***s my day. Now, yesterday you said you were sick.
Yeah, I can't help it if I get
Cook as
sick
a
every
dog.
now and
Cook as a
then.
dog.
Really bad place.
Yeah, so you said maybe COVID.
Could have been.
Couldn't have been, though.
It
You're
wasn't,
here
though.
today, yeah.
It wasn't. I tested.
Not
Influenza, eh?
No, it's not.
I had that. That knocked me out for 6
One
weeks.
of those
Wasn't that?
24-hour things.
Gastro. You wouldn't be in with gastro because
No.
you always wait 12
I had
hours
a little
after
bit
a
of an
spew.
upset stomach, but it
Yeah.
wouldn't say
Sore
gastro.
tummy. So he's off with a sore tummy.
Yeah, so just sore tummy. Now, I've got some ears and eyes around town.
Have you?
And my eyes tell me
Yeah. What do they tell
that
you?
maybe you were sinking piss at the Inglewood on Sunday night. Am I right that you may have had a fantasy
Bit of a-
breakup on Sunday
Brew
and
flu.
you were drowning gas like it was the last? They've called final beers at midday, and you were swallowing it like pills.
Look.
Not those pills, but you were just swallowing it.
Both things can be true.
Yeah.
God, there was a bit going around at the pub. Someone
Could have been,
sneezed.
who knows what was in those beers?
Okay.
Maybe the bartender had a cold,
The
or
glasses didn't wash their hands.
he had a 24-hour
Right,
bug.
yeah.
How did
So
you know
someone,
that?
so
How did you know
mate,
that?
I know everything. I just tell you, I know everything.
Jesus.
Okay, so when the
I
podcast
was
doesn't go
sure.
up when it's meant to go up, and then I get a message saying ding, ding, ding.
Hold on, there was
Spotted.
a bloke who
No,
approached
don't
me.
know anything.
Is that the guy?
Spotted.
He said he listens.
XOXO.
He's hit him up straight
Have
away.
I? Well, he didn't hit me up straight away. He hit me up when you were
When you were
missing in
ill.
action. And now I'm not saying missing in action for the podcast or the news.
Yeah, sure.
But for Brekkie Radio at 6 a.m. on a Monday, I expect Ryan to come in and do some heavy lifting.
Well,
And he doesn't
hey.
turn up means I have to make stuff up on the spot.
Let's put it this way.
Is this where the Shea Bolton thing started? You said someone had to make something up?
Well, the alarm went
He's
off at
coming.
5:40 a.m.
Yeah, and
Didn't feel good.
You probably weren't able to
Didn't
drive.
feel good. No, I reckon I could
That's a tight. What's to get there by 6?
Nah, he's
bet
6:40.
6:40.
Oh, okay, that's
yeah,
fine.
so
That'll work, that'll
yeah,
work.
time I get. I got a. That's a long story.
You're
but
sweating
when you got
up here now,
I'm nervous.
too.
You had me out of the pub. That's the virus trying to get out.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you know that you got to
Also
spun it
known
out.
as the beers trying
Stinks
to
like,
find a way
that
out.
virus stinks like piss.
Tell you what, I was no good yesterday.
No
good.
Oh, you should have seen when it came across the desk.
I
You
was
want to know
sure.
why your mate wasn't in a podcast today?
I was sure that would be
Inglewood.
you. I was like 50%. I sent the thing out on Sunday, like, these are the teams, and I'm like, I saw you were sinking piss from like 6 a.m. at the UFC, basically.
Oh, yeah.
And I thought, there's going to be a text here.
Yeah.
I didn't expect it to come from Ryan.
Nah.
There
Yeah,
you
I
go.
thought he'd be the
I'd
one
just
to-
gone to war for 3 days.
Yeah.
Well, I got
I
sent
was with the
something,
semi-rat pack on Friday.
I saw that.
And I had turned my WhatsApp chat off with all my mates just because I wanted to watch the footy when I got home. And I forgot to turn it back on. And so their chat was going for hours. Like, X, you there? X? Then Selby wrote to me, X. And I was like, yeah, mate. He goes, just need a proof of life. Cheers. And then I was like, oh, my WhatsApp. And then went back on. And following the conversation of like, when do we ring M? When should we ask if he's home? Like, where is he?
We got a lot of feedback about how many events you were at. I got sent multiple messages from people at your different events.
Oh, okay.
Lunching with Swanee and Heath Shaw. That was a
Did see
cashier.
that.
And Shaz. No,
That was a cashier?
No, it wasn't.
Well,
Just
you
a
got,
lunch?
Good mates with Shaz, good mates with Heater, and then Swanee and those guys were over for...
you didn't
UFC.
host the function.
It wasn't a function, it was just a lunch, Friday lunch.
All right. Okay.
Yeah.
Then there was one for Sportsbet. I'm guessing,
Yeah, I was involved there.
given the fact that there's a picture here with about 8,000 Sportsbet logos in the background.
Yeah, I was-
Have a look at him. You can tell he's
Oh,
up and about
wowee.
there.
Who's the Volk?
There was
Did-
multiple
did that.
events over the course. How
Well, that paid
much?
for the front yard.
Yeah. How much over the space from Friday.
No, I love the UFC,
It's a
so
Monday.
it was just a passion of mine.
Kindness of your own heart.
Host Volk.
Yeah.
No, it was about an hour with Volk.
Yeah.
What's your hourly rate?
Hey, shut don't.
$5.
It records video,
Don't
mate.
read that out.
$500.
Yeah.
It goes cheap.
$5. No, it's
So
just
what are you
$5
doing,
to
mate?
charity.
You know we're on video.
It doesn't mean that you needed to yell it out. Jesus.
It's on video. Maybe next time just bump the price down a little bit. These people have families.
Say it was 2.
You know, $5,000's a lot of money.
Well, I've given a bit over in my time. I'm trying to get a little bit back.
Jeez, you filled your boots.
No, it was a bloody good weekend, though, to be honest with you. UFC.
UFC's a good show.
It's the best event of anything we do in Australia.
Yeah. Yeah, you are a big believer in that. Fantasy football prelim went well too, by the way.
Were you in the grand final?
Can you remember it?
Into the granny?
Yeah.
Remember it?
I'm not really sure who got it
You
on
are
in the end.
sweating on the top.
It's warm in here. You wore a puffer jacket.
Okay, I'm just a bit wary that maybe you're sick.
I definitely was a little bit dusty anyway.
Okay.
Just added to it.
I was
No,
a
okay,
combination.
we'll plow on.
All right, let's plow in.
All right, let's get into it.
Got a
Dave,
bit to
kick
get
us
to.
off.
Okay, which team has 15 players 29 plus
Jesus.
next season?
Collingwood.
Yeah.
Not the team I'm thinking of.
Melbourne?
Not the team I'm thinking of.
West Coast?
St Kilda Football Club
Really?
have Butler, Howard, Wilkie, Hayes, Steele, Marshall Jones, Sinclair, Membry, Crouch, Wood, Hill, Campbell,
Yeah, right.
Webster, and I've scribbled one that I can't make sense of now, but there's one more. So there's 15.
Seb Ross? Did you have Seb Ross?
Seb Ross, that's what it is. That's an R with scribble, so that's Seb Ross. So that's 15. They're going to finish 13th again.
If you've got that many, you better be a top 4 side.
That's what I was looking at. After they beat Geelong on the weekend.
How good was Cal Wilkie too?
Yeah, they're good
I know, they're
players,
good,
but
very
you can have 8 of them, not 15 of them next year.
Will there
I-
probably be...
A lot of them will go, right?
Who?
Well, I think they have
Seb
10
Ross.
players play the other night that were out of contract.
Yeah, no, there's a lot out of contract.
Yeah, like the Zach Joneses and the Seb Rosses and these
Yeah,
Brad Crouch,
yeah.
I think our man.
Zach Jones.
Brad Crouch is not out of
He's
contract.
still not out of contract.
Still not out of contract.
Jesus.
No, because I was arguing with my
According
brother
to
the
our
other day.
someone,
He-
he'll never play again.
Yes, well, he hasn't played this year.
No, he hasn't.
Hasn't played since.
But he played 24 games the year before.
He had a good season
So
there,
maybe there
yeah.
was a 2-year trigger
Right.
there. And you'd go, okay, you've played every game, you've had 650 disposals, 2 years makes sense. Anyway, he
Makes
hasn't
sense,
played.
yeah.
I'm a Crouchy man, sign for life.
Well, they would have had to give him a decent deal to bring him over, wouldn't they?
No, it was. I'm sure it was a trigger from that last year. I'm pretty sure. But anyway, so that's in Kilda. They show glimpses of run, speed, carry, flash.
Yeah.
What
But
a
then you
strange
look at it
old
and
game
go,
that was on Saturday
Yeah.
night. That was such a weird game. Geelong were
flat-
flying away with it.
Yeah.
Next thing you know,
Darcy
Cal Wilkie
Wilson.
turns
You look
into,
up and they've got
Leo
nuts.
Barry, but every single time it went in there. It was unbelievable.
Unbelievable. Wilkie, you did the All Australian thing last week.
Yeah. Geez,
I
didn't we
haven't
cop
watched-
some
You gonna bring
feedback
him
on
in?
that?
Well, but a lot of good feedback though.
Yeah,
Not-
a bit of
not-
both.
yeah.
I think we got smacked on Nick Dacos.
Yeah, but
smacked
still, I
on
think
Dan
it's not-
Houston. And there's one other man who I'm going to bring up right now, a little segue.
See, Dan Houston might have smacked himself on the
Oh, yeah,
weekend.
he definitely smacked Isaac Rankin.
Correct. The one I reckon is going to force his way in. And it might, that game on the weekend, Zach Butters.
I know.
Yeah,
Wait a
see, yeah.
Holy
So,
crap.
I was
Can
talking
I
to-
say who was the one in that clip supporting the Zach Butters in? It was
Yeah,
me.
it was you.
Please.
Yeah, but you had no.
See, mine's growers.
yeah, but
it's
you-
another example of a grower take.
You had no feel of it. You just said yes to 15 midfielders.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Yes,
no,
yes,
mate.
yes.
Just back off.
No, Butter's outstanding.
It's another grower. It'll prove in the fullness of time.
He's
All my
probably
takes prove right.
He's probably one of the hottest properties in town.
Yeah.
Did
And
he
you
get
blokes
fired?
are off him.
No, we're not off him.
We
You hate him.
are not off him. We love
He
Zach
was
Butters.
very good.
I'm
Yeah.
president of the Zach Butters fan club.
Showdowns are so. I mean, until the ranking thing, that game was looking so good. Good showdowns. Love
Yeah, I
them.
didn't see any of it, but
Great game. So I was trying to swerve between the two games, which was very difficult on the night because the Geelong Kilda one was
Oh,
supposed
yes.
to be trash.
Yes.
And then
Yeah.
see, Kilda started coming back, and geez, I better swing over there. And then the showdown was close. I swung over there. I wish they would separate them. It really made it difficult.
did you see who else played well and going to get another 2 votes on the weekend?
for your man Horn, the big Hornet?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Here he comes.
He's going to have.
Although in that game, as we've discussed before, they should be weighted. Butters should get 5 votes.
Yeah.
And
should
Horn
get a
Francis
lot.
should get 1
He
vote.
still had 28 and kicked 2,
Yeah, he was good.
something like that.
And doing hard stuff.
Apart
too.
from the 41, which is astronomical for Butters, the Hornet's going to poll again. And I'm telling you,
Someone's got to get 2 votes.
if a little price pops up for Hornet, something around the Brownlow,
Yeah.
and I don't get a heads up from someone to get in before the rest of us go whooshka.
I think Willie Rioli get 1 vote.
What did he do?
He just gave the bird to the crowd.
Oh,
I
yeah.
love that.
The late
I
goal,
love
yeah.
that.
Yeah.
It's
He
just a little cheeky like.
Well,
fuck you then.
Rochelle was under the pump, of course, with his toothless comment. We can get to Adelaide
Yeah, I
later.
like that
Yeah.
too.
But
It
there's
was a
always
theatre,
some
mate.
spite. There
Hey,
is.
Just quickly, I reckon it might be time to eat the humble pie on
On
Port
Port.
Adelaide. They might be able to
Eat
eat the
it.
flag.
Eat it.
Yeah, you gotta eat
Eat
it.
Well, someone
I
has
think
to win it.
I think was it 3 weeks ago when we said, I picked Port Adelaide, but I was like, that's just a real.
Yeah.
Come back and check on it if it happens. Otherwise, no one will remember it.
It's more just the case of what the year looks like.
Can you imagine Kenny
wants
won it after they tried to get rid of him about 8 times throughout the
Does
year?
the Choco.
Does it?
Oh, I guess
You
you
were
chock
wrong.
it.
Oh,
Port Adelaide members, you were wrong.
Or like call out Warren Treadray, the director.
Yes.
Warren Treadray.
honestly, he should do that. He should. Just Ken,
And
if
then
you're listening,
quit.
If someone has a line to Ken,
And then he has to quit on the spot too.
the problem is
I'm
they
out.
don't wear ties. anymore.
Mandatory.
He should wear a tie. If he's wearing a tie on grand final day, it's a sign.
Mandatory now for all Port Adelaide coaches
To wear a tie in grand finals.
to hook themselves.
Yeah.
And they've got to start a stoush with someone going
Yeah.
to finals.
Yeah,
the,
yeah.
the Herald Sun, Channel 7,
Yep.
Fox Footy, whoever it
Anyone.
is,
Yep.
they need to start a war and then call them out.
Yeah. Someone's got to have spite on that day. I love it.
Can Choco hand over the trophy? We'll go to GWS. So GWS going into the finals now, the biggest reason that they're right in the window, because again, as you said, anybody can win it. But they got, in the forward line, they got the best big and they got the best little at the moment between Hogan and Brent Daniels. I don't think
Yeah.
anyone's got a better combo of big and little.
I think you're right, which is weird.
Yeah, and you put Toby somewhere around there too. It's not a bad one.
Well, yeah, Toby's a medium.
Yeah.
He's best medium too.
Alright.
A big, little medium.
Isn't it just like we would have looked at their forward line at the start of the year and gone, okay, well, Hogan probably needs to kick 50.
Yeah.
Cadman
But who
probably
would have
needs
had
to kick
who would have had
30.
Hogan
70.
50?
No one would have. But
No,
I said
no
he
one.
kind of
So-
has to.
Yeah.
And then Toby has to have another
Kick 50.
astronomical
Yeah.
season.
So then what's Toby kicked in the end? Toby wouldn't have
And
kicked.
I
Nah,
reckon
he's
he's
30.
nearing
Nudging
he's
40?
Nudging
35,
40.
40,
Yeah,
something
he was
like
in the
that.
low 30s last week.
Yeah.
I think he kicked a couple.
And Brent
Something
Daniels,
like
Brent Daniels did this time last year as well, I think. Not like he's gone an extra gear, but he was really effective at the end of the year.
He won them that game.
Yeah.
Well, I know Hogan was very, very good, but every single time Freo looked like they were just going to get it done, Brent Daniels did something insane.
Oh, so, yeah.
There's a couple of players in purple that might have helped
I mean,
the Orange
Brent,
team
Brandon
win the
Cox
game.
just pretend he had cramps for 2/3 of the game. Maybe
There's a couple.
What's going on?
There's a couple out there which I was
you
like,
what.
gee whiz, if you could hook 4, you'd hook them
If
now.
there was ever an advertisement for Alex Pierce's like
Importance.
value,
Yeah.
that was it.
But Hogan was playing a different game.
Yeah.
Like he was selling dummies as though he was going to fly, then crumbing. Like,
Yeah.
He's so full of confidence right now.
Also, yeah, maybe
But he's also-
stand next to him.
You know how some years you have the Coleman medalist and they're the full forward in the All-Australian team by default?
Yeah.
He deserves it.
No, I
Yeah,
agree with
yeah,
that.
yeah.
Because also when you look at it, we're going to probably say, but Charlie hurt his ankle. I think he's out of reach regardless
he's
of Charlie.
10
he's 10,
Charlie,
he got it. He had
would-
it.
Yeah, he's got it.
He had
Done.
it. He had it already.
regardless if Charlie played or not.
He's done. So the other,
So
like,
are they the favourites?
I don't know.
They have to be.
You just didn't you just tip Port in?
No, I said
No,
Port
you
can
said
Someone's going to
respect.
win.
You said
Port
report.
can
Somebody will win.
Yeah, they
From
can.
I think there's a
Hey.
couple that can't.
Who are the actual
Carlton
favourites?
can't.
Do we have an actual?
Sydney probably still.
You're not going to
would
say
be.
Hawthorn, can't you? It was Will Day.
Well, it's
Hang on,
very
Will-
hard without
depending
Will.
on
It is
Day.
actually very hard.
Will Day
without
will
Will.
play.
He's just got a little dislocated. Just pop it back in the old collarbone.
Will Day will play.
Premiership favourite
Yeah.
is Sydney at $4. Then GWS at 5, Port Adelaide at 6, Brisbane at 8, Geelong at 9, Hawthorn at 12, Dogs at 12, Carlton at 21, Freo at 51. There's no others.
Load up.
All right. Let's just knock over West Coast because that was so bad on the weekend. How you get pumped by 10 goals over that side there. And Schofield in the media called out a few people, no names.
He did, didn't he? Quite pointed.
So let's just go. I don't care about.
They just cost him a job.
Yeah, well, I don't, but I also don't care about the players now. Like every week, for 3 years, we've come in. Not so I don't not care, but like, what are we going to say? Like, oh, yep, they were shit. They lost to a team. They should. Tell us what's happening with the coaching. So McQualter, Montgomery, Schofield, because they need to do it soon. And I don't
Yep.
care that there's finals
And
going
I-
on and coaches might be involved.
The man that you keep talking about, Danny Daly, who you two
someone
months
else
ago.
tried to claim
No, was
that.
it 2 months ago? 6
Yeah.
weeks ago. You said
Someone
to me,
else is claiming it
Well,
now.
I have it time stamped because I tweeted it and I said Xavier Ellis tipped in this morning. I even gave you credit.
Did Tom Morris?
Unlike you.
Did Tom Morris do a quote tweet?
No, so the name has started to pop up a little bit more, but it's definitely not been shut down.
No.
Which with the Eagles coaching search, every other name has been shut down.
As I said last week, I'm not sure everyone that's pulling out of the race was actually invited to the start line.
well, a
Yeah,
lot of those
okay.
If
people,
that makes sense.
I know you say that, but a lot of those people at least got a phone call.
Yes.
Which was, hey, would you be interested in going through the process?
Yeah.
And then a lot of those
No,
people
thanks.
took a day and went, Nah, it's not for
Or
me.
took a little bit more time and then may have heard that it was already down to 3 and thought, shit, I might withdraw from this.
The biggest thing I've learned from this process and asking a billion questions is these guys don't want to go for jobs if they don't think they can get it.
Yeah,
of course.
And so it's like otherwise you get a stain on you and it's like, oh, you're the guy who's gone for 4 and didn't get them.
So where's it sit? So McQualter, Montgomery, Schofield, they needed to list people.
Yep.
And on the weekend again, I know they had a little bit of sugar
a lot
on
of decisions to make.
lists, draft picks.
Yep.
Yeah, you got to get him in
Why
now.
haven't they
ahead of
got
the
it
lease.
done?
Yeah.
Well, I think that part of the issue is some of the people that they may want to still
Yeah.
speak to are still involved
Who
in
cares?
clubs.
Who cares?
Well, those clubs care.
Yeah, you don't owe them anything. You
Well,
owe them nothing.
But if you're going to get a guy that you're hoping is a 10-year coach,
Clarkson got pulled out of the 04 grand final.
it
for
can
Port
happen.
Adelaide.
It
Yeah.
can happen. But the
And you
people
got the right
have to
man.
agree to it too. You might get more clear air. I don't know.
I always find that weird, the ones who, and then they like pull them out of the program. So, mate, it's like, you got like 2 weeks to go. Just let them coach it out.
Yeah.
I also
The one,
reckon the rug's been pulled out from under him with Coxie. Like I reckon they did not see that coming. Coxie
They
pulling
thought
out
it
of
was
the race.
Cox.
I think they thought it was going to be him. Otherwise, someone would have to bolt through, and now he's not there.
Too
I think it
excitable,
shifted
the big
everything.
fella.
Well, you reckon you'd have that lined up before you pull
You would
the
hope so.
trigger.
Yeah, you would hope so.
Yeah. Okay, let's do Essendon now. Archie Roberts. I like Archie Roberts. There's something there. He's tough and he's skillful,
Yeah.
and that's it. Blow it up.
No. 1 second.
you're gonna save him.
What a load of shit Dyson Heppel didn't get a game.
Oh, mate,
Now
yeah.
blow 'em.
Disgraceful.
Now blow 'em.
Disgrace.
Disgraceful.
Wrap them up.
What are you
Send
doing?
them to Tasmania.
Honestly, what are you doing? You've got nothing else for those fans to cheer for. We are a support network for Essendon
Yeah.
fans now,
Yeah.
haven't we? Been.
We
This
should
is-
start
we're
a-
here.
Can
We
you
are.
open that hotline, the
Yeah.
tagging one, but then there's an Essendon
Yeah.
supporters.
Need help.
It's a safe
Yeah.
place.
And I've been there with Essendon,
Yeah.
but we were good when I was a supporter.
We'll get
but,
Kev to work for us as like part of the not for profit.
Kev's our first responder.
but in all seriousness, Caroline Wilson went with like Matt Rosa and Dodoro. Dodoro's out
That
now.
is the thing.
Rosa can go, which is great.
But again, that says everything about it. It's like Dodoro's finishing, we're bringing in Matt Rosa. 12 months later, it's like, oh, yeah, Dodoro's leaving now.
Yeah.
What? What's just happened the last 12 months?
No shit. Like, done.
Yeah.
Blow them. I
You're
wish
out.
we could kill them twice.
All right. Well, I'll go to the Western Bulldogs. Can I just, and I just want to rewind to another previous take about Sam Darcy being the one.
What's with him today?
I don't know. I'm feeling good.
yeah.
He's really feeling himself.
No, he's just out the back having a smoke. He's high as a car.
Mate, you got to, sometimes you just got to think about it and then you get
He
the
came
brain
in
pistons
actually.
firing.
He came in and he's got something on his pants. He goes, yogurt stain, mate, yogurt stain. I was like, wasn't looking at your
Mate,
dick.
It's
all
yogurt.
good. It's all
yogurt.
good.
I got two young children, mate, that can only
See,
be
look at
yogurt.
him, look at him go straight away. All right, we get it. We get it.
We don't need
It's
to know.
yogurt. It's yogurt.
No one's going to ask that
Sam
question.
Darcy. So he's going to be. Everybody's thinking it.
Yeah.
You see someone with white stains on their pants, you're thinking it.
Particularly you. Yeah.
Okay.
What do you mean, particularly me? But Sam Darcy, he probably 5 years away from being one of the best 5 players in
Not
the competition.
five.
Does-
Maybe not even 5.
Three.
To Sam
2.
Darcy,
But
where,
like a
where would
cons-
that arm wrestle landed for Rising Star? Sorry, with Sam
Would have
Darcy
been
and Harley
Sam
Reid.
Darcy. Well, what about Darcy Wilson?
I reckon. No.
Have we ever had it? You can't have a draw?
Huge one on the weekend.
You can't have a
But
draw.
Darcy Wilson's not going to beat Reid or
But
Darcy.
if you look at his whole season, and it's always on.
Then why is he not winning?
No,
Well,
the
then why is he not
question-
winning it this
Isn't he
year?
out?
The question was
Isn't
Sam.
he? Can he not?
No.
The question was Sam Darcy or Harley Reid.
Well, then Sam Darcy.
It's not going to be Darcy Wilson. He's not even in the room.
He's not
Mate,
even-
I like Darcy Wilson.
Not even the
I like him
conversation.
too.
On the
He's not
weekend, he
even-
was massive.
You watch in
great.
3 years' time. Hey, remember my Darcy Wilson?
Yeah, when Darcy
tape?
Wilson
No,
wins
but I
the
get
Brownlow.
that. But why is
Can
he
we
not,
put a marker
why is
on
he not
this, Josh?
spoken? Yeah, no, but get it. But why, if
We
you,
just put
if
it
you
in-
think,
win it now.
put it in the cloud.
if you think why not Darcy Wilson, why wouldn't you back him when there's no Sam Darcy or Harley Reid?
Because I thought
You've had
he was suspended or something.
No, he got absolutely mixed by Harley
Sam
Reid.
Darcy.
That take is a yogurt stain. That's what that is.
There's a yogurt stain, definitely. Just a yogurt stain. Height, athleticism, attitude. Sam Darcy, he is enormous. He's already had to kick 7.
He looked very good.
He's got that grunt, not grunt, but like he seems.
Well, he
seems
cleaned
like a
up.
quiet
He
guy.
cleaned up Maynard.
Yeah.
Do you know what I said to my mate? It was probably 4 beers deep on Sunday, and Darcy
I'm
was
starting
just,
to get to the bottom of
Is there
this.
2 Sam
Darcy
Darcys
was
out there?
putting on a clinic,
Yeah.
and I said, "Do you know what he is? He's exactly what we thought the King brothers would be, but within 3 years.
Correct.
Yeah, true.
Like because
Yeah.
of this height and the
Skinny,
reach.
lank,
we
yeah.
thought,
If he's up there, you can't
well,
get
how many
there.
marking contests did he just pluck it off
Yeah.
the top? And you
Yeah.
go, geez, how'd he get that? And it's because he's this much bigger than everyone
Yeah.
else.
Yeah,
That's what the King brothers are.
Western Bulldogs, you think they start because they start shit and then they get good? Do you think they start good next year if they figure it out, or they'll just throw it all up in the air?
Mate,
again?
they're unpredictable as
Who
all
knows?
hell.
Yeah.
Who knows? They could finish first or last next year. I don't know.
They could miss the finals.
Yeah.
This year.
Yeah,
Yeah.
true.
All right, let's go to Collingwood. Now, they finished this season, I know there's one more round to go, but with a vintage Collingwood
They did.
game. All of a sudden, the conversations around Lockie Schultz, well, you need time to work out whether it's a bad selection or not, because he actually had a reasonable day.
He waited till round 23.
But I had a look. So they're 2 points out of the 8
yeah.
by the end. Whatever it is, they can't make it.
They can't make it.
So whatever, they're right at the freckle of it, though.
Yeah.
Lost to Sydney by 3 points. Lost to the Suns by 11. Last year they played and they beat them by 80.
Jesus.
So lost by 11. Lost to the Doggies when the Dogs were scrapping away.
Yep.
Draw against Fremantle. Draw against Essendon. Lost to St Kilda. All they had to do was pinch 1 or 2 or win those draws, not lose the draws.
Crazy.
Story
And
of the
all of a
year.
sudden we're sitting there going, ooh, Collingwood's getting some players back.
You wouldn't
Careful,
wanna play
Collingwood. You see what
Collingwood.
they did to Brisbane at the G.
Yeah.
I think that's probably, especially the 4 teams above,
Yeah.
would go, thank Christ
I
they're
think
gone.
whatever happens now for Collingwood, and who knows what happens next year. Do they bounce back quick? Do they continue to fall off the pace? But I think there's 2 things that we'll take away from this mini Collingwood era, if this is it. One, the flag, of course, and it was a great grand final. But 2, just they're never dead. Like, you watch these games and they'd be down 4 goals with 8 minutes left, and you go, you know what? I'm not turning it off.
No, they would have given great joy to their supporters. Like that 2010 team was the best team in the comp.
Yeah.
Collingwood were probably the best team in the comp last year.
Yeah.
But-
I think them and Brisbane were
But
neck
they
and
didn't
neck, yeah.
separate themselves from the pack.
No.
Obviously, by the way, every game was such a thriller.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
it wasn't like
Yeah.
Hawthorn would go down and go, this is going to be boring. They'll win by 10 goals
Yeah.
in their era. Geelong would do
yeah,
the
it was
same.
never gonna happen.
It was never going to be
No, it
that.
wasn't
And
that.
I reckon that would have brought so much joy to the Collingwood supporters.
Yeah.
Last quarter, Dacos kicking a goal or whatnot. And on that, Nick Dacos, that second quarter, 14 disposals, 2 goals, 1.
I reckon we might have been wrong on the
He probably gets the
I
Australian
think
nod.
he's in there.
Well, then,
He's in.
okay, then what about his
'cause-
first quarter?
No, because you know what?
Yeah, no, I know
feel
what you're
like
saying.
What about his third quarter?
But if
doesn't
Dacos,
matter.
Nick
I feel
Dacos
like-
just gets in,
I've
it's
got-
got to be a case
No,
to get him
for
out.
the next decade, Nick
He's in.
Dacos is in, and
Unless-
you have to get
yeah.
him out.
And Tommy Stewart.
Yeah, yes. Like
Yeah.
you have to remove him.
Tom
physically.
Stewart can't be in it either, by the way. I'm going to
Don't you reckon they wish that was the end of the season, Collingwood? Because now they can't make it.
Yeah,
that would have been the perfect way to go
Well,
into the
finish on a
summer.
high.
yeah, we
Yeah.
finished. We just
Yeah.
Who have they got this week?
No, they'll win.
Well, I'll do.
Melbourne's Friday night.
I'll do Brisbane. Isn't it interesting? Aren't you seeing all the takes?
Oh,
All
the
Brisbane
selfishness.
takes. Brisbane players are selfish. Joe Danaher not looking to give it off. It's contagious. Multiple examples. You called this a while ago.
Do you know what's easier for Joe
Just
Danaher?
trying to give you some flowers.
Do you know what's easier for Joe? To lob that ball, just a nice, gentle 7-iron,
Yeah.
40 metres for Charlie Cameron to run in and pick
Yeah.
it up,
Yeah.
then him try and bounce it.
Yeah.
That bouncing a ball for Joe would be harder than just chipping it in front of Charlie, and every week it happens. Every single week. And then they all start to get a bit greedy, and it has been an epidemic.
Call it
Yeah.
an epidemic.
Yeah.
I call it an epidemic.
Yeah.
It's become one.
It's an epidemic.
Jeez,
It's
it
like
would
what I
piss
had
me off.
yesterday. It was
Yeah, a little
bloody
24-hour
epidemic.
job.
Yeah.
This has been a little 12-month job, though. And I'm not, but it's so true. Like, if you watch the game, and Joe's, and I think Kane may have said he's never going to be a superstar because he can't stop doing these things.
Yeah.
Rolling from 80 and having a shot. Well,
Yeah.
show me that you've kicked them 9 or 8 times out of 10, and I'll go keep firing.
Yeah.
Do you know
not
what
twice.
is kind of poetic though? It's something that you've been bringing up all year as probably their Achilles heel, right? That's probably going to cost them a shot at a flag.
Top four, it's killed
now
them.
they can't finish
It's
top
killed
2.
them.
They can't really finish top 4.
They can't finish top 4.
Is it done?
Well, Geelong need to lose to West Coast of Geelong.
Not going to happen. So that's it. So that selfishness and that lack of cohesion and chemistry in the forward line is going to be what costs them another shot at a grand final unless
Yeah.
they can somehow win it from outside the 4, which is
Yeah.
very difficult to do.
I'm pretty sure they can't make it. I'm near certain. I
Make
think,
the 4.
Yeah, I think Geelong. Yeah, Geelong
If
need
Geelong,
to lose.
if Geelong lose,
Well, they won't.
Oh, who are they playing? West Coast.
West Coast in Geelong.
In Geelong.
Oh, okay. Geelong.
I had a look. I had a look
Can't
today.
make it.
I've played in Geelong once.
Really?
Yeah, at Geelong Stadium,
Yeah. Who are you
No
playing
long
for?
sleeves.
West Coast?
West Coast,
What'd you lose by? 200?
75. and we're pretty good though. We weren't bad that
It's
year.
not bad. The place is a cemetery for the West Coast Eagles. It always has been. Except that one time
Oh, those are 3.
when they were down by 64
40
or
or
54
50, yeah,
or
whatever it
something.
was,
and
yeah.
Came back and won. Embers will tell you that after a few.
We'll go. It doesn't even need a few. We'll go to Fremantle now. It's just like it's clearly now without Tracy there, and we played this, and they're just not good enough. But one of the things we just heard them this year
I think we're probably on that early too. I reckon.
is they've never replaced Lockie Schultz. There's no sort of consistent ground level threat at Fremantle.
Yeah.
So and it doesn't matter because Josh Tracy's just been plucking them. But when it hits the ground
I
on their
reckon they
forward
got
line, it
too many
bounces
of
out
them.
pretty good.
Switkowski, Banfield.
Yeah, but they're further out.
Sturts.
But they're not at Lockie Schultz's level and like as a proper crumbing small forward who can kick goals out of his
I
ass.
think they were kind of hoping Tom Emmett would be that, but he
He's
hasn't
not.
really had that kind of season. I mean, the season that Schultz has had wouldn't have really helped him either.
No.
I think the
but
biggest
But
issue
you
has
think
been
he's gonna have a better
in the
one if he
last 3
stays.
weeks, they've had no Tracy and they don't have a forward line without him. They've had no Darcy, which
And
is
they fucked
really
up by
hasn't helped.
picking the Taberner, Voss,
Well,
and then leaving Jackson in the right.
And they haven't had Pearce, who was arguably the best fullback in the
No
comp.
Tracy.
Oh,
no
and Brandon
Freo.
Cox was cramping real bad
Yeah.
for
Well,
3 quarters
They're
on the
not.
weekend.
They're definitely not at the level yet where you can remove those 3 players and they
No.
still be.
You can remove 2 of them.
But not
You
3.
can remove 2. You cannot remove Josh Tracy.
Yeah.
You can't remove him. He's the most important player at Freo. You lose a Sarong, you can put Hayden Young in there for more, or Brayshaw, lose that half forward role. You lose Pearce, usually you'd be able to go Cox, Ryan, Draper, they'll work it out. They have 0 threat going forward without some aggression from Tracy. You need those half backs to think, where's that bloke coming from? They're not doing that at all.
What about Shea Bolton?
Go all in.
Yes, please.
I wrote this today.
You don't care what the price is?
Don't care. You're going to turn up. Like imagine it's like going to a blue light disco, and you see you're young and eager,
Yeah.
and you're offered a kiss over there, but you think, shit, no, I might try over here. By the time you come over here, that's gone.
Yeah,
and then
take the
she's
first
kissed, and
kiss.
she's kissing someone later, and you've
Yeah.
missed out on everything.
Yeah.
And then guess what? You've got no match winners again for the next year.
Yeah, they need that pop.
So
in the
what you're
forward
They
line.
saying
need that
is,
pop.
you're saying don't wait for Chad, get Shea.
Well, you
Get
might be
Shea.
left holding your pecker in your hand, going, "Oh, now I've got no one."
Yeah.
And then you get 2 half-price players.
I reckon they've had some rough blue light discos.
He
'Cause
does bring it
brings
up a lot.
No, but you know what I mean.
You know?
Like,
He made some poor
you
decisions
can be
at
greedy.
the town hall.
If you be too greedy, you'll go home empty-handed.
He's never forgotten her. has
No.
He can't let her
Who
go.
is this? Can we find this lady?
Actually, I
Tom
spoke
Green's
about it on
mum.
air the other day, my first ever kiss, because Ted was asking me,
Oh, yeah.
was it a blue light disco?
Yeah,
There you
this is
go.
it.
No,
See?
battle of the I was pinned up against a fence, a temporary fence.
Oh, you were
She
you
was
were
pinning.
pinning.
She was pinning. Yeah. I had the little marks around my back when I went home.
That's good.
Anyway.
Very good. Who's he got?
Is it
that-
me?
yeah.
Hey, Hawthorn, I know I've been taking the absolute piss a bit for about 12 weeks saying how good they are.
yeah.
Going into finals, they'll knock over North Melbourne. They're in the 8.
Yeah.
They've got, I think, probably, and I'll remove my biasness towards this, I think a top 2 coach in the 8, Sam Mitchell.
I think that's fair.
What area are you concerned about at Hawthorn as to why they can't topple
This year.
Sydney or a Brisbane or a Port Adelaide? What team can't they topple
Yeah.
and why? Where are you shitting yourself going? Because I'm even looking at going, I don't think we give Impey and Amon and those guys enough credit. There is speed everywhere. Like if the ball hits the ground, it's gone.
Okay, I'll go with
I've
GWS.
just got to tuck myself under the
I think
table.
it's-
Yeah,
I
yogurt
think it's the
stains.
Giants. 'cause
Yogurt.
Yeah.
What we saw.
No,
a
I'd
few
agree
weeks
with an
ago.
argument with the Giants.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
Hogan gets off the chain. Toby had his moments. Brent
Brent
Daniels.
Having said that, we're 25 points up with about 5 minutes to
yeah,
go.
they would be the one team that I would.
You're
think-
nervous about?
That's the nervous one.
Yeah. it's
Everyone
fu-
else, I can kind of see it.
Roll the dice.
Sydney, I'd be worried about the firepower in the midfield. Do you have enough to keep up with those three?
But we've never, even when they were, I heard the Sam Mitchell. Remember when Caroline Wilson went after him about cutting too deep and, you know,
right.
why would you get rid of Tom Mitchell and O'Meara? And he said, well, because if we have them, then we can't play
Yep.
Will Day in the midfield, etc.
Yep.
When they were no good then, they were still good at clearance. They couldn't kick a score and they couldn't defend in the defence.
Yeah.
So the midfield, Sam, I watched it last night. Sam was saying, that's how we win the clearances, we win the tackles. That's what we're good at. We're not good at other stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I know we don't have the big names, Newcomb, Warple, Day, Meek,
That's it. If
but they don't lose.
No.
I don't know.
If Day's
get it done.
not what is the latest on Will Day?
It could be weeks, shoulder.
But
Slight dislocation, but it went in.
could be okay for week 1 final.
But he won't
Yeah,
play
won't
this
play
week.
this week, won't
Yeah.
play next week, obviously.
We got the bye that might
I'll
help.
tell
him.
you what you can do
See,
with
Will
some
Day's
little
not
tricky
firing
shoulders.
here.
Injections work unbelievably.
Injections and strapping.
Oh, no, you just inject. Oh, I work a treat in your shoulder.
Really?
Incredible.
Okay.
How many do you have?
I did a bad shoulder.
Yeah.
And like you couldn't lift your arm, can't lift it. They push their darn ACs and stuff. Put the bloody there's juice in it. I'm bowling my 10 overs at the end. I'm bowling my 10, no worries.
I'm sure it's good for you too.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I've still got like 8 bolts in there and can't move now. But hey, at the time.
Okay, so let's go to Carlton. Geez, that was something. And I know West Coast, but I think West Coast were favourites for that game. I think they came over with a
mate,
busted ass team.
$2.20.
Yeah, when they were running out there, you were like, geez, they got all these dudes who we don't really know. What number does Jackson Binns wear?
Oh, yeah.
Ashton Moyo, like what was?
I think we
was that
worried.
goal?
I think we worried about the bottom 6 too much.
We did.
And we didn't worry about the top 10 too much.
The
over
one
here.
I think deserves more than just flowers.
You're the florist today.
Yeah,
Giving a lot
You're a
of
bit
flowers,
nervous about the opening.
Patrick Cripps, hats off.
Yes.
That is pure leadership.
Yes.
That is a captain's game. He's just come in and gone, you know what? We're on demand here. We can't lose to these pricks. We need to play finals.
But
and he's pulled him across the line.
I had a small rider, like that hasn't taught us anything about him. We knew that if Patrick Cripps goes nuts, Carlton win.
No, but others went nuts. Like, Wiedering was unbelievable.
He was so good.
incredible,
Well, he
Wiedering.
was actually, yeah.
The cream rose to the.
But then you go, Hewitt would have been better than any of the other midfielders.
Yeah.
Kennedy was this.
Yeah, the Hollands boys.
Akers out on the wing did his thing. The Hollands boys were good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I think it's easy to say Cripps won
Brody
it.
Kemp, 4 goals.
Kemp went forward. I think it's
Brody-
easy to say Cripps was the man,
Brody,
which
we're
he was
going to need
best
you
on
to go
ground.
forward
was.
and do a Shane Ellen. He just goes forward and kicks 4 goals, saves their season.
Charlie Kerner get back in.
Which makes you think West Coast, some of the defence heading to the category. Oh, Jeremy Cannon.
Jezza. How many's he away from Hogan?
man. Yeah.
20? Was Fred Fanning's 18? Was it?
Imagine that. True story. Under 13s, so in the under 15s, but I was with my mates it must be under 17s and I was under 15s. There was a bloke playing for a club who was about 6 goals in front, and I was the closest to him, but I was on the wing for the year.
Yeah.
So they put me to full forward.
No.
Yeah, and the boys would run away from goals to find me. So I'd come over the top for the goal kicking, and I got him on the last day.
You wanker.
Shocking. I didn't deserve
That's
it.
disgusting.
Did not deserve it.
What happened to him?
That would have been the peak of his football career. You've
don't
just
know.
taken it
we
away
did.
from him.
We took it from him, and it was all due to my mates. We kicked like 23 goals that day, and they refused to kick open goals.
I think he got on the meth after that bloke.
I
Ruined
think
his
so,
life.
yeah, he's done.
It could have
Completely ruined him.
kicked 17.
Oh, that's disgusting.
17.
I hope you felt good about it.
No, it's bad. I feel dirty.
Did you sleep
I
that
feel so
night? That's
dirty.
how many in the goal square over the top?
No, mate, there were so many shockers. But they started like manning you up really close. So you had to get the handball and be so quick onto your boot and get tackled. You're like, I think it was like 17-8 or something. I couldn't, like, it was a bit harder than you think
This
to
is
cheat
what
so
Fev,
much.
this is what Fev needed.
Yeah.
This is what Fev needed. Clarko wouldn't give it to him.
Sidled up to the blue light disco that night with 17 next to your name.
You had a few chainmail marks on your
Have a
back.
look at old mate's
We
streamer.
on my
mate.
streamer
Yeah,
cut.
I know. It's
good,
a
mate.
nice matte black.
That's really nice.
It is.
Wouldn't mind having one of them.
Well, mate, we need a couple bit of
What's
love
underneath
for the
it?
streamer screamer.
What's a little heater?
I don't know.
Is that heated
It's
up?
under a lot of
I
these
think
things.
that keeps it hot, doesn't it?
I think it does, but I don't know how. Science. Physics.
Okay.
A couple of them wouldn't go astray. Just saying.
Well, we got the streamer screamer coming up, so just...
Oh, the one that you bug me about every 5 minutes? I'm not doing it without a mug. There you go.
Done deal.
And he's not doing it without a mug
Yeah.
for me either.
Yeah,
Two
okay,
mugs.
done deal.
One for my mug over here.
Couple of mugs for a couple of mugs. Melbourne found it funny that they had this great win to finish the season and is immediately soured by, after the game, they talked to Viney, say like, oh, you're going to stick around here, aren't you? And he's like, oh, we'll
Oh,
just see
yeah.
what shakes out.
What
See
about
what
two?
happens.
Just to
Just a
confirm,
dagger.
there's another round of footy though, Nick. There's still one to go.
No, I mean, just a good, what did I say, the end of the...
End the season with a
Mate,
win.
their season ended.
I'm just like, mate, there's still another week.
Done.
Just hold fire.
Is
Quite
there?
important
I mean,
one.
we got to keep doing this.
Melbourne got Collingwood.
Oh, no, yeah,
Do you
they're
have anything
playing
else to
Collingwood
go?
Friday night.
Melbourne, or can I pivot off the Viney?
Well, I just said, so that's North Melbourne want Viney, right? And he's out of contract. He's got another year going. But
What's he
I
worth?
think I saw somewhere yesterday he's staying. Did I s-
No, well, they want to extend his
Yes.
contract, and they want to extend.
I just thought that was so telling. With like, they teed him up to be like, oh,
Yeah.
I love the D's. He's just like, oh, we'll see what happens.
This is the new thing that has become a trend in football. In that when guys have years left, 2, 3, 4, doesn't matter. Other clubs shows interest, and their current club has to extend
But
his
pre-
contract.
so pre-
Yeah. Whether that be
pre-agents.
add money, not even like pre. Like in his case, 2 years. Tom Barris,
Yeah.
3 years.
Those
Like,
long-term contracts are going well.
they don't mean anything
No.
anymore. Like it doesn't.
Well, they
mean
do.
anything.
They do when they turn to shit.
Oh, when
Yeah,
the
they get
player
a hard
goes
and,
move,
and a lot of turning to shit.
Clary.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, it really only works in the player's favour.
It doesn't work in the club's favour at all.
Who's been
Zero.
the two longest there? Petrarca and Oliver.
Well, Max
one of
Gordon-
them wants to leave,
But
and the other
Gordy-
one's going like a busted ass.
Gorney stayed
And
till
so's Viney.
Yeah.
2027. Viney was very good on the weekend.
Yeah, brilliant.
Gorney's had it too.
2027.
Yeah. 3?
I thought he had an extra.
Do you
Maybe
reckon-
he
do
had
you reckon
one
that's
going.
good timing from Gorney? Like he's gone in and gone, hey guys, we're a little
You
unstable.
need me here.
We need some good news here.
Let's add 3 more.
Yeah, we need you. We'll give you 2. Give us 3 and
And
we'll
he's,
call it
and he's
quits.
about 100 years old.
Well, and it is true, though. We spoke about it in a WhatsApp chat, and it was like the only position you can really get away with being 36
Is the
ruck.
is walking in the ruck.
Yeah.
Like,
Todd Goldstein.
who's going to walk off quicker?
True.
Yeah.
Do you reckon they'll find another ruckman in that 5-year period to back him up?
Well,
Do you reckon they'll just add one bloke from the VFL?
What are the odds that they draft one this year?
They won't. They won't.
They'll draft them and then be like, they're no good in the VFL. We can't pick them.
Geelong, let's go to the Cats. So they'll finish top 4, which you owe me a carton for. But I think...
Oh, yeah, it's done. Yeah.
That's
okay.
true.
But
yeah.
I think
They can't miss the 8 now, can
No, they can't.
Okay.
But I think they can still finish 8th
Okay.
if they lose, which they won't.
Mate, everybody
But
can.
I think if say Geelong were back in that muck with Hawthorn, Carlton, Western Bulldogs, so the Bulldogs play the Giants. Say, would you back Geelong v Bulldogs or the Giants this week?
No.
Either would I. Would you back? Of course, Fremantle got Port Adelaide.
No. I'd say, well, I mean, they just beat Freo,
Yeah.
but I would say I would still take Freo in that game.
Depends if
would
Tracy's
you,
in.
would you back Geelong against Hawthorn?
No.
You wouldn't. And Carlton got St Kilda. St Kilda just beat them. So, but Carlton they've probably just timed a couple of weeks to come off because I can see Geelong just
old
slowly,
legs.
Absolutely.
just slowly but surely. I mean, Danger. We saw the brilliant Danger against Freo.
Yeah.
but that was a 20 disposal Danger, not the 35 that we've with Brownlow Danger.
I reckon all we've seen is that all these other clubs are not stable and calm enough to just hold your position.
Ride the season, boys.
Whereas Geelong have got all these old blokes and they're like, we'll win one, we'll lose one, it's fine.
correct.
You're in a position, win the ones you should.
So they're going to end up top 4
You
just
got to
by being
idolise
old.
them. You got to idolise
You do.
them.
Yeah.
Yeah, you do. The
get it done.
professionalism.
Let's go play golf on Tuesdays.
it's a country, yeah.
Nothing changes.
We got a session Thursday. Come in if you want.
Mate, you got to tip your hat. And again, if you're a Geelong supporter,
Yep.
another top 4 finish.
Can they win it?
Anybody can win it.
You think anybody can win
I think anybody can win
Anybody
it.
in the 8?
Except Carlton.
Yeah.
Well, then what if Freo go in?
No, we're
Nah,
not.
those two can't win it now.
Yeah. Nah,
Anyone
I
down to
think they
Hawthorn.
can. I reckon
think
there's a
they can?
streak. Good. The Cats, just when they played Freo, there's 7 defenders there were all premiership defenders from 2 years ago. And not old fossils. Like, it was still Tom Stewart, who's still capable to level. Sam
Henry.
DeConing's going to be back. But
Oh, and
Henry's
Henry's playing well.
Kalajasny,
Big Hawks coming back in, right?
Big Hawks not
That's
far
gonna be
away.
a tough conversation, though.
That is.
I mean,
Well, who's in there now?
Shannon
Shannon Neal.
Neal's been playing pretty well.
Nah, Shannon Neal. Thanks, mate.
Yeah, thanks, Shannon.
Thanks. Good luck next year.
Have you seen this giant blocking the door? That's
Yeah.
your replacement.
All right.
He's kicked
Name's
800.
Tom.
He's kicked 800.
Yeah.
Gold Coast, I wish I had second bullet. Let's not let him.
I went back and listened to the overs and unders on Gold Coast
Oh,
yesterday.
well,
Did ya?
how did it go?
How did we go?
No, we'll do an overs and unders podcast.
Is that next week? No, is that next week?
Yeah, next week.
Because we do that
A bye.
in
Yeah,
the bye
true,
week.
yeah.
I
Next
think
week.
we do that
Maybe
next
overs
week.
and unders.
There we go.
Let's just say you're high on them.
Oh, no.
And I think I was
remember
out
doing
for
the,
once.
I remember doing the
Yes,
math
correct.
and going, their draw is so easy. There's no way they can't win 14 games. And they found a way.
That's almost verbatim what you
Found
said.
a way.
Essendon don't leave Melbourne for the last 10 weeks, surely.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Don't let them off the hook.
I've just written here, let's not let them trick us again.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
We're out.
We're out.
Now we have to see them. Remember we did this with GWS? We're like,
Yeah.
and then they let us down continuously, and then we
Unless
jump off.
the new jerseys are really good.
They have
No.
to be really good.
Then when we're back in.
They'd have to change the
The
song.
logo
too.
and
I
the
don't
jersey.
Like the song
Why
either.
don't you like song?
Sucks.
Little trumpet, mate.
No, it's no good. Song's got to go.
I haven't heard it enough,
You know,
to be honest.
trumpets.
You couldn't sing.
I'm never at the away
Sing it.
games.
Go on.
It's the Gold Coast Suns and we're here to play. How's it go?
I don't even
We
know.
are the sons
Of the Gold Coast.
yeah,
I was going to
yeah.
start that, but I thought that might be Bulldogs.
We're the gold.
How do the Bulldogs? How do the Bulldogs? What's it?
Sons
Of the West. And what's the Gold Coast?
We are the sons of
Yeah,
the
okay.
Gold Coast.
So I was going.
That
Yeah.
sucks. Get rid of it. And no one's attached to it. We clearly don't even know it.
The trumpet's good. And the trumpet after the
Okay.
gold
No,
is
I like
good.
that trumpet up here.
All songs should have a trumpet. I'm with you there.
Yeah.
Like, change the song, put a trumpet in. Get the Cat Empire to do theirs as
What's
well.
what's the one in the? It's not a trumpet. It's like an oboe in the GWS.
Anything brass is good. Just get brass band stuff.
What am I thinking of?
I don't know.
It's not an oboe.
think
Nick, we struggle sometimes to work
don't
that
know.
out.
We don't know, Nick. So where does the improvement come from? Okay, you'd assume that Jed Walter and Mac Andrew are going to get better.
Who's
right?
the other young kid they drafted last year? They got two.
Will Graham?
Jake Rogers.
Jake Rogers and Will Graham. I like them.
Yeah, were they the high ones?
Jack
So-
Rogers.
Yeah.
Jack
Well,
Rogers.
yeah.
And
Like-
Ethan Reid. Ethan Reid, the big
Ethan
skinny
Reid,
ruck.
sorry, he's a
Look,
bit of unicorn.
There's a lot of talent. There's always been a lot of talent, but how do you see them jumping 15% next year? You would assume Anderson and Rao have another level? You would assume? You're not sure?
Nah.
They're still only
not
young.
sure.
No,
They're still
I
only
don't think
23,
Nah.
24.
maybe Anderson, not Rao.
But Rao's level looks better if he's in a better side. He can play like this. and be-
Rao has a good level.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. I'm not off Rao, but he just is
what he
inside
is
as
now.
you get. And
They've
that's
got to
it.
be so ruthless with that list.
They bring Rioli in.
They need to cut 10 blokes, like minimum.
Mac Andrew, Coleman next year.
Well, luckily they've probably got
I
10
don't see
academy
it.
boys.
I don't see it.
Don't
No,
seem
we
being
like- you
good.
know what?
0 on the weekend.
Mate, it's his third game as a forward.
Chill out, mate.
Did nothing.
He kicked
Like,
7
you're
on
going
the
to win the Coleman.
Yeah, another off season. He'll
He's
find
got
the
3 years, mate.
He'll find the bench.
He's going
press.
to edge Dan McStay to win his Coleman medal.
Oh, that was 250 to 1. Fair crack. And then he got injured, didn't he, before the season
Yeah.
started?
Can we timestamp this, please, Josh? How many goals does Mac Andrew kick next year to win the
Does he
Coleman?
play forward?
To win the Coleman.
Yeah, he
No,
plays
okay.
forward, plays a year forward.
Plays a year
So
forward.
you got to kick 60 minimum.
Yeah, 65.
Mac Andrew kicks 65 goals next
3 a
year
week.
and wins the
3 a
Coleman.
week. I'll cop 3 a week.
Okay. There's a carton on that?
Oh, for God's I'll just back him
Early.
at sports bet at 250 to 1. I'll just put 100 on that and buy a lot of cartons. Have a carton on Mac Andrew winning the bloody Coleman.
Well, you're
a
making
head-to-head bet.
You're making it sound
Well,
like
give
it's
us a line.
guarantee.
Give us a line, a gold line.
3 cartons to 1?
No, 50 goals or 40 goals. He's
What,
kicked
to win the
7
Coleman?
in his
And over
career.
under
Forget
Mac
winning the
Andrew
Coleman.
goals.
Okay, to win the Coleman.
No, forget the Coleman.
Oh.
How many goals?
There's no way he kicks more than 50. There's just no way. I'll give you 50.5. Taking the over, are you?
Oh, well, I have to. But he has to play
Yeah, you have to
forward
go
all
in.
year.
No, what if he steps
no.
out of the
Leave
50?
me out.
It's
What
like,
if he
Leave me
gets
out.
injured?
what if he gets electrocuted?
Leave
and
me
he
out.
steps
We need
outside
to
the arc?
workshop this bet.
You understand what I'm saying?
I know
We need
what
to
you're
work
saying.
I'm out on a limb
Mate, I
here.
like
But you're saying he's good enough to be the Coleman medalist to play forward all year, so they'll do it.
Yeah.
I'm saying,
Well-
I don't buy it.
Adelaide. Probably go into it with pick 4-ish, which is real Harvey areas. And I like...
I don't know if Harvey will be there.
Did you
think
see?
you pick
did
one off
did
the
you-
table?
Did you see when
VFL?
they went half of Matty Nix
Yes.
last night?
Did they?
6th year, his best finish is 10th. It's like 15th,
Yeah.
16th, 15th, 13th, 16th,
Got
10th.
extended this year.
Yeah.
I said
Well,
if he wasn't
extended, he wouldn't
He'd
be
probably
coaching.
be gone.
Yeah. They gave him 2 more years.
But at least the last couple of weeks they've looked better, and that game is different if Rankin doesn't get murdered.
Well, how did he get
No,
murdered?
but, mate,
Was it the crowd?
It doesn't matter because they still missed the 8
Yeah.
by a mile.
Yeah, no, I know
It's still been a
that.
0 season. They could have won the showdown by 10
projecting.
goals.
Imagine
I'm
going
worried-
to the board going, I know it says 15th, but Rankin got knocked out one game. And then he killed someone 2 weeks earlier and got 4 weeks for that.
So they're otherwise top 4.
8 weeks
If
earlier.
Rankin plays 23 games,
I'm not
we
saying
win
this
18
year
of
has
them.
been good in any respect, but I'm projecting for next year. I'm just saying they've showed a bit
Nah.
more pop the last couple
What
of
are you
weeks.
projecting on?
Yeah, just that they'll probably get
Rory
Harvey.
O'Brien's
I
going to
like-
get him better,
yeah.
like
He's gonna-
Crouchy.
Isn't it Riley O'Brien?
Riley O'Brien.
Rory
Rory
O'Brien.
won Sando.
Yes, that's right, yeah.
Rory. Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah, he's free.
Brother of Brock.
Yes.
I like
And
Thriller.
Cairns.
I like Curtin Flashes. Obviously like Rankin. I like
What happened?
Dawson.
Did anything happen to Curtin on the weekend?
What do you mean?
No, I don't think so.
So, like, I didn't see the game. He had 5 in the first,
Yeah.
0, 0, 0, 0, then 1, I think, in the third, and then 5 in the last or something. But he only played 79 minutes.
Yeah, I don't know.
Anyway,
No,
I don't
I
think
thought,
so.
I,
Did
thought,
he get hurt?
I
No.
thought it might have had the old injured tag next to his name at some stage for a quarter or something. But
I think it's just the heat of the game, like showdown.
Yeah.
The 4th game. or
Leave,
something.
leave me out of that.
Yeah.
Hey, you've just seen Dan Houston kill someone. No, I might just chill for a minute.
I know, I'm all right. A bit crampy.
Who is this? Is this me?
No,
No, I've got the Sydney Swans.
Well, they were good.
Yeah, no, they were good. They were good. Heaney's good. Speaking about being sick, he actually performed at a high level sick. You just
he?
didn't turn up.
He wouldn't have wanted me there yesterday.
Heaney said, he had 20 and kicked 3 or whatever it was, and he said, I battled all week with the flu. But you've got to turn up and perform. And I was like, that's such a mindset of a winner. I'm like,
I just didn't want you. No, I didn't want you
no,
guys.
I'm throwing myself in there too. I'm
I
like,
didn't want you
not
guys
for
to
me,
get
mate.
sick. If I'd come, I could have given you whatever
You know,
I had.
you know a hangover's not contagious.
Yeah.
I had
You
a
can't
virus.
catch the beer
You do
flu.
know
It's a
that.
24-hour virus.
Oh, yeah.
Still sweating it out.
Oh, big ass. How long are you going to play that for?
I'm sticking to it. I'm sticking to my truth.
Yeah, thanks, Barra. Boxing deal will be on your desk tomorrow. Hey, no, Sydney Swans, I don't really have a great deal for Sydney. I think I'm pretty bored by Sydney now because they were so far in front at the start of the year.
Yeah.
Then they came back, then they finished on top. I think right now, Luke Parker's a key, which we spoke about, and we've been back and forth looking like idiots on this a couple of times.
Yep.
I think I said when he came back on a sub first game, he's the key. Then he couldn't get a kick in a stampede, and they're like, he can't play.
Now
And then I
he's
was like,
going
he
again.
picked the team up again. I think now it's just all in on Luke Parker. Let's not muck around.
Loved Callum Mills down back.
Yeah, he was
Yeah,
good,
you
wasn't
gotta
he?
put him
I'd like that's my favourite position for
he was
him.
good.
I know he's good in the middle
Back to where
sometimes.
he did his business.
He's so calm down there, and
we did
he's
ask for him to go
creative.
midfield for 2 years.
We did.
And I was seeing
I
that.
just think now because he hasn't had the preseason.
But also Warner's in there now, different
People
player.
overtook
Heaney's
him.
different player.
Yeah.
Parker's back.
I liked
Gordon.
Errol in the middle.
Yeah, I like it all. But I'm now done with it. I need to see the forward line work
Yep.
in finals with the
Who have
pressure
they got
on.
this week? Adelaide. Right.
I'll skip through Nick's team. But yeah,
Played
you know,
Jonah
it's just
right.
been a bit, maybe they've been a bit bored as well.
Yeah.
Like they were so far clear. And then it got interesting towards the end. They lost by 100.
remember we were talking, maybe they're having that patch where they
Training patch.
extra training.
Extra training load.
Now, I've heard a rumour that Goulden ran one extra lap the other day.
Oh,
Did
wow.
you? I expect him to tie late. What a load of
He's
shit.
got the week off.
All right, North Melbourne losing Comben early didn't help in the Darcy situation. They have no backs, and this was my concern. Right, they've got Dawson. Is it Will Dawson? I like him.
Oh, yeah.
There's two Dawsons. I can never remember which one I like more.
There's one Will with one
If
L
you're
and
both
one Will with
listening,
two
it's you.
L's, right?
And then they've got so many mids. I just feel like they're lacking another key forward for Larky still.
Yeah.
Like who's the guy who's going to come with him? And they're lacking
Well,
another key back.
I like Comben.
As a back
As
or
a
a forward?
Well, they need to work out whether he's Arthur or Martha.
I think
Yeah.
as a back.
Do you reckon?
I
Yeah,
think as a
but I
back.
think there's certainly something there at a high level.
Yeah, I just think they're missing. And I'd rather see them target some of these guys because drafting them is going to take
of course.
so
Who?
long.
You need to find a 24-year-old key forward, which
Yeah,
is
who you can get.
well, a Chol, for example. I know he's not 24, but there's
true.
probably a good example that might. And
Yep.
there's one person who predicted that.
Yeah, Sam Mitchell.
Sam Mitchell.
Yeah.
Because we all thought, what a waste of time. That
Yeah.
is 2 phones, so he's been okay.
Yeah.
Then we went back and kicked 50 at Gold Coast one year, was it?
Yeah.
There's
He
gotta
kicked-
be-
and then the next year he played VFL all year.
Yeah.
You've got to
And
be
won a flag.
someone disgruntled that you can just get your hands on that feels like they should be playing more,
Surely.
that isn't playing
Yeah.
enough. I don't know. Are they a team that goes for like a Darling for a year
Nah.
and just goes, well, we need another big man
Nah.
to stand
I
next
would,
to Nick?
an example of someone who, I don't know what the contract status is, and they're in a good team, so they probably won't leave.
Yeah.
But you wonder whether you could crowbar an Eric Hipwood type.
That,
You
it's
know,
funny
not the
'cause
star.
He was the first person I thought of, but
Yeah.
would he leave Brisbane?
Probably not.
In the
You
patch
know,
that they have right now.
But that's the type I
You
think
kinda
you've got
need
to
a McStay,
because
like,
you're
you
not
know, that
get
kind of player.
because you're not
Yeah.
going to get
Coleman
the
medalist.
superstar.
yeah. Yeah. I
just not.
I feel like they just need something. They need someone to stand next
What
to him.
about that?
and give
There's
him a
another
hand.
Himmelberg at Adelaide, isn't
Nah.
there? Who's not
Yeah,
in the
there is.
side.
No,
He's not good. I know he's not great, but you got to find.
No,
you're not
you
gonna
need
get
a
good
B
one.
grader. You need a B
I
grader.
don't-
Otherwise, you're filling it with just junk.
So what are you just looking at sides
And
that
then
are
you might
out,
as well-
out of the window who have a guy who
What
may move?
what if Port Adelaide at the end of the year decide that Dixon's done?
No,
What about Tex?
no.
Or
I'm young.
Teo.
Need to be younger.
I like Tex.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, but
One
how many
year.
how many years do you need him for?
No, 1
4
year
or 5?
doesn't help. I'd rather try and fish something out. Like do you try those King boys? There's always a lot of talk about them.
Jake
Yeah.
Waterman.
Jeez, that'd be good with the kid.
Waterman
Jake
would be
Waterman
good.
would be
Waterman
nice.
good.
That's not going to happen.
Last
Last one. Bring us home.
It's Richmond, so it's not like a strong finish. Just give me. Let's just do ballparks for these guys they're shipping and what they'll get for them. So Baker. Is Baker a first rounder anymore? It's slipping.
He is
He's
still
a-
a lot, but I think he's not.
He's a back end.
You're not going to get him for less than that.
When you get him at early second,
Nah, you're going to get him late first.
what do West Coast got? Pick 21. Their
West
first-
Coast can't give picks away. Can't.
Well, no, I
They
don't
give
think
picks
that, yeah.
away. I'm going to take an axe and I'm going to do what they did to that building in the city the other day and smash every window. Can't give picks away.
Prepare to be disappointed.
Can't give picks
Why
away.
So,
can't-
well, whatever they're going to get for Barris, they're going to have to use some of that to get Baker.
No, just don't. Just
Don't.
take picks.
Just say, see you, Baker.
I'm telling you. I'm not saying I agree.
Get Barra to get him to the Perth Demons.
Get him to Perth team.
He's not giving picks away. Wants to come home, you're at the Demons. He's not giving picks away.
Imagine him
Up
at the
the red.
Imagine that it all fell through and every
He's
spot
playing-
was full. It's like Liam Baker's now playing in the waffle.
Jeez, Barra'd be happy with that.
Yeah, so there's him. So what's that late first? Bolton, who is it a 9-10 or is it a 9 late first?
Bolton?
for Bolton.
As in 2 picks?
Yeah, what
gotta
kind
be
of picks?
2
It's got to be
picks.
2 picks.
Yeah.
He's got 4 years.
Yeah.
And it's more like I know people say, oh, don't give 2 picks.
So
He's got
one-
4 years on a contract.
So one pick's going to be picked 20.
Yeah, and one will be picked 10.
Are you
One
talking
of-
the Fremantle picks?
The Port Adelaide pick
Yeah,
will
yeah,
be like
yeah.
20
Yeah.
or
So
something.
their 2 picks are going to end up, if Fremantle miss, so they're 9th, and that you're looking at picks like in the sort of 9 to 11 range.
Yeah.
I
Two
would
of
wrap a
them.
ribbon around that.
Yeah. I
And,
would-
and if I was Freo supporters,
Just take
just
it.
think, would you rather be watching pick 9-11
Yeah.
at Peel Thunder, because they're not going to break into your side for 2.5 years and you
Well,
miss a window, or the
Shea
window?
Bolton.
The window's now. You can't tell me you're not better than Geelong on your day with another 12 months under your belt. They finished 4th.
They're the 2nd or 3rd youngest team, depending on the week. They've got enough talent. They've
That's
still
my
got
point.
guys like Erasmus who can't get in. They've still got Cooper Simpson, who was their first pick last year, who only played 1 or 2 games.
Yeah.
They've got guys coming through. So I think you're right. They've got 3. I wouldn't think it's the worst thing to take one. Take the late one.
You want to keep one.
Take one.
Give it for Baker.
Well, that might end up happening. Who knows?
Do you want to hear a really quickly funny story about yesterday with the Bolton situation? So
What?
Ember's in our Triple M chat. Andrew Embley gets. We get a message in our chat from a producer at Triple M saying Embers is about to go with a breaking story that'll make Rhino and Lockie Reed, of course, in the chat as
Yeah,
well. Yeah, envious, and it's a big scoop. They built it up, and what is it? Wait 10 minutes. Embers is doing it live in 10 minutes. Anyway, he gets on there because they were in the middle of a phone topic about something womanly that you like as a male or something. Don't know. Anyway, so they can't get off that topic. So everyone's tuned in for 10 minutes later, and he goes with the story that Bolton hasn't requested a trade. He's got information on it. He's spoken to someone. The story's incorrect. Da-da-da-da-da. But in between the phone topic that they couldn't get out of, the manager said, Embers hasn't broken it, given it over to Melbourne journo, who broke the story. And Embers did it live. I sent the tweet in, like, mate, it went 7 minutes ago. What are you talking about?
You got, mate. This is the game. You've got to be quick.
You got to go.
I would have pulled out of the phone topic. So I appreciate the womanly thing that you like as a male.
You
But
need a little
here's
bit
some
of-
information.
I'm not even joking. Like the
But that was
amount
going to be Embers' first ever broken
It would
story.
have been huge for him.
Ever.
The amount of times that you're just doing something else and you can't
You gotta
be on
stop.
your phone.
Yeah.
Like this actually right now. Like
Ruining your
isn't-
career.
Well, just it's an hour.
Yeah.
It's an
You're
hour.
just thinking in your head.
I'm not on the phone.
What's Tom
Who
Morris
knows
doing
what I'm
now?
missing?
What's
you know?
Tom Morris
And
said?
Tom knows when I record this too. I
Does
reckon
he?
That's when
Does
he
he know when you
strikes.
record the
I'm going to get Tom Morris on here
questions
one
on
day.
a separate tape?
I'm going to get Tom Morris on just for a little call in.
Oh,
Do you reckon,
Hey,
Nick?
wrap it up.
Yeah.
Wrap
One
it
to
up.
keep an eye on for the assistant coaching vacancy at Richmond, Jared Rivers.
Okay, wrap it up.
That's what he's gone with, mate.
Damn,
he's beaten
that
to
was
the
the-
Jared
I really
Rivers
wanted
scoop.
that one.
All right,
Well, we
this is-
all know that it's just going to be sorted out either by a punch on
Yeah.
or the Harley Reid contract. That's it.
Yeah, one or the other.
Your choice,
Imagine if
boys.
someone like just comes out of left field, just breaks a Harley Reid one. That would be
You'll be
interesting.
waiting a while.
This has been Hardball Gets AFL show. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you tomorrow for the questions.